But if you're like me and you want to just like grab the bull by the balls, you could get a nice mic, a very nice mic to start. Hello and welcome to VoiceOver Simplified. I'm Katelyn Dawn, and here we talk about everything voiceover. And today I wanted to talk about setting up your most important tool outside of getting trained and skilled in the art of voiceover, and that would be your home studio. So if you watched my previous video, which was the step 1 in how to get into voice acting, you know your first focus should be on quality training, one-on-one with a coach, consuming good webinars so that you get a good understanding of the industry, and finding peer support in various places like World Voices, Gravy for the Brain, things like that. But I wanted to get a part 2 out in case there's people who have already been doing that and they don't know how to set up a home studio. Or, watch the first video, get trained up, and then check this out when you're ready. So let's jump right in. So for those of you who don't know, I started out as a musician, singer-songwriter.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was. Huh?
And so I've been in and out of studios since I was 16. This is what I first dove into before I even did any training, is I set up my home studio because I was just totally pumped that I could do voiceover as a career. So I went big, go big or go home. I decided to just focus on my studio. So I poured myself into different YouTube videos and blogs about how to set up a home studio. There are so many great resources out there. And so what I'm going to talk about today, again, there's so many opinions about the best mic, the best audio interface, the best this, that, and the other thing. So these are my suggestions and things that I suggest as far as products go, but you are going to need a microphone. You're going to need certain things no matter what you do. So let's jump into it. So this is probably the favorite topic for home studios amongst everyone, and that's your microphone. What you are going to need is a large diaphragm condenser microphone with a cardioid pattern. So a cardioid pattern is a pattern that picks up audio in directly in front, in the front.
You can do it!
Section. If this is the microphone and you're looking at it from a bird's eye view, the audio is going to be picked up kind of in this pattern. And I'll put something that's a cardioid pattern up on the screen. There's also shotgun mics. I've never used a shotgun mic, but I think they also have a cardioid pattern. But regardless, Google large diaphragm cardioid condenser microphone and you'll have plenty to choose from. You are going to need one that connects to your audio interface via XLR cable, not USB. And there are some great options that are low cost to start, but you don't use a USB microphone. Don't do it! Because are you a professional? Huh? Are you? Then you need professional equipment, okay? There's a few options around the 200, 300-ish range, and that would be, the Rode NT1. I've never used it, but I've heard good things. So you can use that if you want an intro mic that you get that's a little less money, that you can just start getting into it, but it's still professional. Dan Friedman, I took a webinar when I first started out in voiceover with him about home studio, and he recommends the Sennheiser MK4. That's around $300 to $500. One I really like is the Audio-Technica 4040. They've got the 4040, 5050, 6060. I think the AT 4040 is around $350. And I think I rented that one when I went on vacation last year. And I actually recorded a regional Super Bowl commercial with it. I'll link that commercial below. But it's pretty good quality, I gotta say. I was a fan. So about $350. If you go up from there, it'll be more, but that's another really good one. I like Audio-Technica. They do some good stuff. But if you're like me and you want to just grab the bull by the balls, you could get a nice mic, a very nice mic to start. And that was a Neumann TLM 103. Those run for about $1,300 new. I got mine used though on reverb.com from the UK, and I got a pretty good price on it. So that is something that's great. You can get microphones and equipment used, and as long as they've been taken care of well, I see no problem in getting used equipment. There's a Sennheiser 416 shotgun microphone. A lot of people love these. I don't like a shotgun mic, so I won't go that route, but that's another option. I think they're around $1,000 to $1,500. The Neumann U87 is the Titanic of microphones. It's like $3,000-$4,000, but if you can get your hands on one of those, very nice. There's also AKG C414 microphone is also pretty good, I've heard. So ultimately, my advice with a microphone is start with what you can afford, but make sure it's a quality piece of equipment. Don't get a USB microphone. Get the best thing that you can get to start. You can also rent a number of different ones and try them out with your voice, because some might just sound dynamite with your voice, and it might be some random label that nobody's heard of, but if it sounds great with your voice, who cares? And like I said, search reverb.com. You can get used microphones that, are really good quality still. Interface. So in layman's terms, because I'm not an audio engineer expert, an audio interface takes the signal from your microphone and turns it into something that your computer can recognize. So that's just what the audio interface does. There's also preamps in there that make your voice sound extra nice. So you want to get a good audio interface, and luckily they're around like a couple $100s. So they're not crazy expensive. So there's the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. It's a couple $100, or the Steinberg UR22, also a couple $100. I had a Focusrite. I bought a used one, and it crapped out on me after a year. And I Googled the Focusrites, and apparently, that's not an uncommon thing. So the Steinberg UR22 was recommended to me, and I really like it. And honestly, I couldn't tell a difference in the sound. The next thing is you're going to need a set of studio headphones. If you're going to be on the road and you need to edit your audio, or you're at the mic and you need to hear, maybe your voice in your head, or you're having a live direct session, you need a good pair of studio headphones. Hi, Toby, you're so cute. Yeah. So make sure that you get a pair of closed back studio headphones, so the music doesn't bleed through, or people talking in your head doesn't bleed through. And if you're mixing while you are on the road, it does a good job of blocking other sound out. So here's two options for you to check out: is the Sony MDR 7506 and KRK KNS 6400 headphones. They both run around $100 to $150. And my advice, though, is to go to the music store in person. Do not buy them online, because you need something that's comfy. So go to a music store and try out every pair of headphones they have. Make sure they're closed back studio headphones, and if they're within a certain price range, they're going to be of a certain quality. That mid-range price. Find something in that range, try them all out, bring your phone, play your favorite song with all of the different headphones, test them all out, find something that's the most comfortable and also sounds good, and call it a day. Make sure you're comfy. Well, this is running a little long, so we're going to split this up into two parts. We'll talk about studio monitors, recording software, room acoustics, cables, and accessories. See you at the next one. Bye.